Hey everybody, just getting things started here. Let's see if everything's working. Oh, okay, that's an echo. Cool. Let me re-kick stop the stream and start it again. Uh, well, I'm just gonna chat here. I'm gonna kick. Sorry. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been chatting, so let's see how things are going. I think everything is good. Yeah, I'm gonna let people come in here in a second. I'm probably gonna start around 9. Let's see. That would be awesome. Possibly. Yeah. Okay. Cool. La la la. Did I post on Twitter? Yeah, no, I did not. There we go. On the Twitches and the Twitters and all those things that all the children love. Okay, hey, Flakeballs. Yeah, what's up? Hey, thanks for bringing that thing to my attention. It's something I probably should have covered before, but anyway, I'm gonna do it now. So no biggie, no biggie. Yep. Alrighty. Let's see. Okay, maybe here in like 2 minutes. That's the programming and camera stuff here. Just gonna play around with stuff here real quick, and then I'm gonna go like kick everything off properly. See what everybody's up to. Can y'all hear me? Pretty good, right? I hope. Yeah. Um, I've been messing around with this adding editor stuff to the game, letting us like preview different assets and such. You can even see like the image sequences, add new images to things. You can even like import other textures pretty easily now, and you can see the test one here and preview it there. You can even like pop in and change one of these things like that just as a test. Pretty easy, pretty cool stuff. I'm gonna get into doing more stuff with the editors just because it's gonna make it a lot simpler to iterate on stuff if I work it on the stream. And we still have like the action editor, so we can still like attack and go in and change the current properties and save the character and such. Oh yeah, you can even like create a new character like this. Yeah, I already made one here probably, so where is it? Assets. Frank. Jim. So Jim's there and you can go in and edit Jim. Anyway. Probably add copy duplication too. That's not too difficult. You can always like, obviously you can do like an import, make a copy here, do that and stuff. But anywho, what's up, Millie? Melon. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and like kick off some of this stuff because I want to not spend too much time today. I got some other stuff I gotta take care of. Apologize that I have not had a stream in a while. Things have been very busy with work, and I'm trying to move and such. So yeah, but yeah, you can see that been busy like just doing some cleanup and upgrading the project to Zig 0.13 and making sure Ray Lib and such is building able to building against the newest Ray Lib and such. Some more corrections and stuff here. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just like start on this issue of well, actually several issues related to input detection, motion commands, quarter circle forwards, such your SRKs. Flake Lowell's brought it to my attention in the Discord that he was having an issue with. Why is it doing like that? Huh? I don't know what Discord is doing here. Ah, I see. This is streamer mode. Sorry. Yeah, there's an issue with like potential one frame delays with left right flipping of the inputs. So that's one thing I want to cover. Yeah. So first of all, like if we're just gonna kind of look and see how we do input detection, something we covered several streams ago, but it's been a while, so I'm just gonna review it. We have like this. We can skip this check notepad thing, but we have these motion inputs, right? Like 236 represents quarter circle forward, quarter circle back. It's all relative to the character's facing direction. So, in some level that comes into play, right? What we had done previously was determine whether like the inputs coming from the controller, which comes in as left on the D-pad or on the control stick or whatever, or right, and we have to interpret that as either back or forward. But the question is like, when do we do that? And just because I was slightly lazy and I wanted to get to other things, I kind of did it to service, and I just did it once a frame at the very beginning of the frame, which is kind of not what you want to do. We can see here in our game loop, right? We have the place where you actually assign that back and forward input, and here, this is the keyboards. We also have controller input as well, gamepad input. Forgot exactly where I do that, but we do have gamepad input support. Maybe it's something like, we did this somewhere. So if I look at where do we assign this stuff? Here we go. Yeah. This is in the pull game input stuff. So yeah, you see we have this flip here, and the flip is checked depending on the facing direction, right? Facing left is the not the default is facing right, but so we have the flag for facing left, which means we need to flip the inputs. So we just assume right is always going to be the forward input until the character turns around. Now this doesn't work for several reasons. Well, it does work, but it has problems, of course. What happens if we flip the character later in the frame and then we check the inputs? Well, then it's not going to be accurate. The character's going to walk backwards and such. So we'd have to ensure this always runs after the character has been flipped. Maybe we don't check any inputs ever after the flip. Maybe that's fine, but that's obviously means you need to maintain that kind of order of operations. So what we really want to do is, instead of like doing this once a frame at the beginning, we want to actually not record forward and back in this context. What we want to do is actually just look at left and right. And we're already recording left and right here. You see, like this is like something I added back, kind of expecting to do this correction in the future. I just never got around to it. And if we look at our motions as well, it's going to affect the motions because we check forward and back in the buffer. We don't check left and right. So what we're going to have to do is, at the time of checking the input, we're going to have to check left and right instead. And I think I could probably demonstrate a particular problem with this really easily using quarter circle motions. I don't think we ever added any like debug stuff for that. But anyway, we have this quarter circle forward attack, right? Thing. I can do in the air too. But what if I jump over the character, right? What if I jump over the character and I want to do quarter circle forward towards the opponent? But if I do it too early, let's try this. So I'm going to do quarter circle forward towards the right here, right before I land, and nothing comes out. No matter how hard I try, it's not going to come out. And if I had some kind of input history here, it would be easier to see. And but if I do it the opposite way, well, sorry, I'm gonna do it right before I land. And see, it comes out. I'm doing quarter circle forward to the left, yet it's coming out to the right. So this is the issue, one of the issues I'm talking about, where we're not interpreting left and right as forward and back. We're doing that at the beginning of the frame as opposed to doing it at the point of usage. And also that's going to be recorded in our input history, because we have an input history, and that's going to be backwards depending on the situation in that input history, as you saw there, right? So let's correct it. The first thing we're going to want to do is remove. So you can see already we have like a lot of places where we're actually checking this. So it's going to be a little annoying to go through and fix all this stuff. But we could do a quick search and replace. So as long as we get a good command for a function for actually doing the interpretation, we probably can do this pretty smoothly. But we'll need to have the information from the characters. I think we stored in the physics component their flip, right? We stored here, right? We stored in their physics component. So we're going to have at least have this information for each entity in all these places where we check back and forward and such. This is like the was input button pressed. I believe we have this current input that comes from here. So what we have here, so we have input names come in here, and we have a switch that's going to be like up, down, left, right, back, forward, blah, blah, blah. So something's going to come into here, and we can check everywhere it does it. And they're going to want, I say there, I mean what we implemented. Can you explain the order how things should be? So I will just reiterate going here. The issue is we're recording either back or forward as our input based on the relative direction of the character at the beginning of the frame before we actually do any updates on that character. But it's possible for that character to flip left or right before we actually check that input. So the inputs are going to be reversed from what we actually want. So we actually need to check whether or not that left-right input can be interpreted as forward or back at the moment we're using it. And that's what we're going to change here. It's primarily going to be like on this function, right? We're only using one place at the moment. So where we're using this? Oh, sorry, yeah. This is the buffered version of this. So buffer version we're calling probably for the quarter circle inputs, I believe. Also, we have the attack, so it's not forward or back. In our common states, do we use forward? Oh yeah, so we're actually using forward and back here directly, right? Instead of using it directly, we're gonna want to call a function that interprets left or right as that thing. So first of all, let's correct walking back and forward. Okay, like I just showed you in our common states, we have forward and back here in several places for walking forward, etc., 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 etc. Okay, yeah, we're going to want to change all these to a new function that actually interprets things. And where did that? Is that in the component? We have this stuff. Okay, yeah, this is in our input component. So what do we have? We have update input, get current input command. This will just return the whole command, which, if we look at this, I wish I could preview this. Yeah, it has all these bowls for direction stuff. We're just going to eliminate forward and back, basically, because we're not going to want to buffer that at all. We're only going to want to buffer left and right, so we can interpret it the way we want to at the point of usage. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just trying to refresh my memory on this stuff, what commands we already implemented. So we have motion checking. We have whether our input was pressed this frame, so that means it's active now and wasn't active the last frame, etc., etc., etc. So what we want to do is so we want something like is input held, because that's what we're going to use for walking back and forward. So let's call it is input held. We don't care about on frame or anything like that. That's interesting. Yeah, oh, because this lets us do the buffering. We don't care about the frame in the past yet. For just this means the button's being held, right? So we're going to need an input command for this, obviously. Sorry, the input component, which has all the states of the inputs being pressed. We're going to want to know what the command name is. Again, the command name is up, down, left, right, back, forward, attack. Okay, so that's just the name of the input command. And let's put that in here. And I really need to do more Zig style blah 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 standards here. And then we're going to need a bool, right? We're going to need a bool that says facing left or whatever, right? So let's just say facing left for now. I'm just keep the same style, and that's just going to be a bool, and that will tell us whether or not we should flip inputs. So we need to return bool as well, right? So we're going to have something similar to this. We're going we have a switch here, and so what we're going to do is we can make this buffered as well, but we'll get to that in the future. So I'm just going to copy all this for now and remove the stuff I don't need. We don't need a buffered index, anything like that. So yeah, we want the current frame, right? Where do we get the current frame? I forgot how I did it. But well, first of all, we always know what the current values are, because I think in game we see we record everything right here on the input command. Input command being yeah, it says right here. So we could just do that, but just to be more consistent with the rest of the game, I think we should do we should definitely just use the buffer directly, and just forget where we store the index for the buffer. buffer index is here. Okay, I think that's what the current frame is. Yeah, I think that's correct. Okay, so let's just get rid of this. Self.buffer, is it buffer index? Yeah, I think that's correct. That should be the current frame. And we don't care about the last input, so goodbye. So we're just going to get rid of all these, right? Sayonara to all these. Okay, so that's going to give us most of the things. In fact, we're just going to ignore left and back and forward because that's going to go away, right? So sayonara to that. And now we just need to correct for these, right? So kind of, I think it's the Zig style of handling things. So if we need to do something like this, if facing left, we need to flip the input. So we will say current input dot right instead, else this. I think that works in Zig, and then we'll do the opposite for right. So we'll flip that input. Okay, let's go see if this builds real quick. I made no mistakes. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just like you're at Japanese animes, right? They're pretty loud here. I live near a park, so park and a zoo. So you might hear some lions. Yeah, so this should work. So let's just look at all those places where we use forward and back in our common states. These what trigger the transitions, right? So like jump forward, jump back. So I'm just gonna go through and find all the places in this file that do like, oops, sorry. This may not work actually now, so I need to make sure I'm getting the actual left and back directions. So we should have our buffer. Where's our buffer? What is it even called? I would forget. I think, is it in our context? Okay, yeah, there it is. That's cool. That should be correct. Okay. Okay, so let's start here to make sure. I'm going to go to where our walk is, walking forward from, yeah, common transition. So I'm just going to put this in here. Is input held. We're going to have, I think it's just like dot forward, right? And then facing left, we need to get that state from context, I think dot physics dot facing left. There we go. Sorry. And let's just make, whoops, I didn't do what I did there. All this there. And we make sure walking back is kind of the opposite, right? So kind of the opposite is opposite. What I'm thinking here. So we're going to go back. So this should work. Let's make sure back and forward is working correctly. Oh, I got an error. What happened here? Switch must handle all possibilities. Ah, I forgot. That's a very Zig thing. Yeah. So, where was this? Is input held? Is input held? We need to do else false for now. Else false. Okay. Yep, there goes the cicada. Alrighty, so nothing's happening. So what did we mess up? I'm trying to go back and forward, nothing's happening. Let's double check our issue here. What did I mess up? So pressed is this, I return pressed. Is it that? Let's just see, because I know input command has what we want, so that should work, right? Oop. That'll give us the current frame for sure. Make sure that's not the issue. Checking the right frame. Oh, so that's not the issue at all. What is our problem? Let's just well, boy. Current input. What did I mess up here? Left and right is facing left. Do this. Do this. Is this correct, Zig? I just want to make sure that's the case. Well, up and down work. Well, we're not using that yet. So let's just check, see if this is something weird going on here. Let's see, up and down. What are we doing here? Let's try this. Up for jumping, right? Is input, no, not there. I want to go in this file. Do I not have it? Oh, yeah, there we go. For jumping. I think this is jumping. Yeah. Jump. Okay, so let's just replace this with up. So it should be working here. Okay, so up works. Actually, forward. I don't know why that's not an issue. So up works. Okay, so let's just try to debug this here real quick. Let's get rid of this stuff and just say, was left and right recorded? I might not be recording it for the keyboard, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Left and right. I might only be, oof. What's the issue? Unused function perimeter. Yeah, we'll deal with that here in a second. Okay, left and right doesn't work on my keyboard at all. So probably I haven't actually recorded it for the keyboard inputs. I'm thinking about. So let's go back here. Dot forward equals true. Just for gamepads. Oops. Forward equals true. Okay. Yeah. So we're not recording left and right, are we? I don't think we are. If key A is gonna be left. Yeah, we're not recording it. So let's make sure we're actually recording it. Yeah, it's true. Sorry. And then I think we just need to do forward or right. Okay, so that should correct that issue. Let's see. Did not correct it. What's the issue? Blah, 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 blah. Left is recorded there, right is recorded here. What do we mess up? Let's go back to here, make sure everything's correct. Actually, I'm going to undo this stuff real quick. Whoa, what? Is it we don't have... Well, it should be the same type, right? Like this... Well, it's input names, and we switch on it. Depending on the input name, we go left, right. So, what's the problem here? What am I missing? It's going to come to me here in a moment. Well, for the time being, let me switch over to my controller if I can find it. Hopefully, a little dusty. Okay. Yeah, okay, I got Bluetooth going, so hopefully this will work. Doesn't work. Wait. Oh, up works. Forward and back don't work. If anybody sees the problem, feel free to point it out. Oh, let's just do one more. Let's just go back here and try again one more time. Input command to make sure that's not the issue. I don't think it's the issue, but just in case. Okay, left and right still not working on even the controller. Blah. Okay. This is one of those mystery things where what is going on? Okay, so let's just jump back here in the comment states where we're actually calling this function. If this is true, oh sorry. If this is duh. Obviously, I forgot we're not doing what we're doing. Back and forward, right? So back and forward, and then we're interpreting it as either left or right. Sorry about that. You got turned around. Actually, before I do that, I want to use input buffer instead of that, and then we'll do back forward. I apologize. And actually, we're going to keep in left and right. Where is that here? So left, right, back, forward. Okay. So we're going to keep that in, actually. Well, first let's test this. Should be fine. We're going to keep left, right in because there might be actually situations where you want to check left and right directly. For example, if you had some kind of like, I don't know, drone or something you want to fly back and forward and you don't want the drone to flip or whatever, you could actually just always have left and right. you'd create like an asymmetry, but it would be possible. Oops, sorry. Yeah, so that correct that issue, right? So that's just for input held. So we need to do a correction for the other functions. Before I get through here, I'm just gonna go ahead and dump the left to right here, just so we have it here. Current input dot, oops, and then right. Just so we have it there, and then we have to go through here and update these. Well, before then, let me update everywhere that's checking dot forward and dot back directly. At least in our transitions. I don't know. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, in these common states. Let's go ahead and just update this. Let's see. So that's going to be forward. I'm going to go forward. Be fine there. And then we should be able to jump back and forward just fine. And then it's going to be back. Okay. Sometimes you look at something directly and you don't see it, right? That happens all the time. Okay, so we got this, we want to go here as well. This is walking forward, so we're not holding forward. We want to be done. So not holding forward, and then the other one is also holding forward. For walking back, we'd go forward. I think that's something we decided. And then now we need to do back as well. So back. Obviously, it's a lot of backs, but let's limit ourselves to these common states here. So we're just going to go change this to back. Where else? One more of these, and this not back for going back to standing. Okay. Now this should all be good. Let's just run it real quick. Oh, and I get an error. What did I do? Oh, I forgot. Unreachable else prong. All cases are handled. Yeah. Okay, I forgot about that. So let's correct that. We don't need the all else anymore. We are good. Zig is very pedantic, which I think is a good thing. It's a good thing for sure because you overlook stuff easily. So back and forth walking is fine. I can jump. That's cool. Let me jump on this side. Yep, jumping back and forward. But I think we still have the quarter circle problem because we haven't updated our input buffer stuff. Yeah, so I can't, if I like do an input buffer quarter circle forward, well, hold on. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, so that happened. So let's fix that. We have this was input pressed on frame. We need to do the same thing we did here with this reversing, but here, right? So instead of like doing this twice or whatever, like this double check twice, I'm just going to say, so this is going to turn to left and right, of course, right? So the easiest thing to do, well, obviously, so just to start with it. So we need to add the facing left bool as well. Let's just pop that down to the end for now. And so the quickest thing to understand is like, okay, we're going to go say back. So we're going to say, oops, if this facing or else this, right? So it would just be this, right? This gets kind of wordy. It's very, very wordy, right? So I don't want to do this twice. So we'll just say const, yeah, blah blah blah, and this is gonna be left and right. So let's just do const left check equals. Let's just make sure it's a bool. Left check. It's gonna be something like this. Current input. So we're gonna do just this, right? So left check will be this, and then right check will be the opposite, right? Right check bool be equal to the right. So this is a positive input because the last frame it was pressed, whatever. So left check, right check, and then now we can just go like, okay, if it was facing left, we want to do the right check for back. That's correct. So we're going to return the right check. Otherwise, we're going to return the left check. And it's going to be the opposite for forward, right? So we do left check, right check. So that should be what we want. Back and forward checking. Left and right we're not changing, of course. There's the buffered version, but we don't need to do anything. We need to add this facing left to all the calls, right? So because this calls that, so it's going to need this check. So, oops. What did I do? Let's go back to where I was. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we go. Sorry, that's my modem. People don't even know what modems are anymore. Baud modem. All right, so facing left. So we need to find all the calls to this and correct them. It's only one, so that's easy. Oh, it's only called here, and we just need to put this in here. So if blah blah blah, yeah, facing left. Okay, that's cool. And then now we need to find where this is called. 2 places. Cool. Well, only 1 place for now. So let's go ahead and just correct. Let's get rid of this well, I don't know what this is for. Oh, it's for our special move. Okay. Okay. So we need to get the facing left thing. So I think we have it in our context, luckily. So is it physics? Is that right? Do we have it here? We should have it here, right? Yeah. Cool. And this is dot be facing. Oh, facing. Okay. There we go. Hide this. So we have it there, and let's go ahead and just add it here. We also this was motion executed thing, right? We need to update that as well, I believe. Let's see what's. I think that's the main thing for our quarter circle inputs and such. So we have a check number pad direction thing, and that is probably what we need to actually update, because we need to interpret that as left or right, depending on the facing direction. Yeah, because we have the back and forward to see, right? So yeah, we need to fix that. So when we check forward, so these are, yeah. So everything that's a forward we need to, and everything's a back we need to correct. So let's do that. Luckily this is only called in 1 place. The question is, right now, do we have access to the? No. So we need to add facing. So again, facing left. It's gonna be a bull. Where is this called? And let's go ahead and fix the check number pad too, because we need the facing left here as well. Facing left. Sorry, it's just kind of road at this point, right? Nothing exciting's going on here. But let's find out where this is called so we can add it here. And actually we need to pass in the facing left to this. Facing left is good. Now where is this called? It should be in our common states. Great. So we should have access to the context, which is cool. That gives us the physics component facing left. Facing left. Cool. Let's do that as well to make it easier to read it here. Okay, so we just got to update that direction input thing. So the first thing we're just going to do is, instead of doing this multiple times, was forward, let's just say, let's go ahead and just get a forward here. So const forward, which is going to be a bool, is going to be equal to, again, if facing left, sorry, facing left, forward. Let's just do back first. It doesn't really matter ultimately, but okay. It's going to be a bool. It's going to be equal to if facing left. We're going to give it as, sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. We don't need to get, we need to get the value of left or right. So input command dot left, right, else, but command dot left. Okay. And the opposite for right. Oh my god, I can't type today. I know I'm just I just pressed left many times there, but it's because this keyboard is weird and I don't have easy access to home. I have a very strange keyboard. I need to replace it. So forward, we're going to say is facing left. This becomes left, the value left or right. Okay, so now we have these values of what back should be. So I'm just going to do this lazy command dot back input command dot forward. Sorry, no, everything's going to become back. So let's replace it. It's going to be the same for forward. So that's going to become forward. Okay. Okay, it should be good. We shouldn't be checking the values of back and forward anymore. We can, let's see if we have any of these things left in the code. We have the assignment, right? But are we checking it anywhere? We were checking it here. What did I do? Was input pressed? I thought I fixed this. Hold on a second. Oh, was inputs on? So we have a different one. Is this function called anywhere? Ah, okay. Let's correct it here. So let's just do the same thing we did here with this left check, right check. So left check will be, again, it's this whole thing where you do like this, right? If it's back or forward, we do this. So back or forward, we do this. So it should be, oh, we still got to pass in, sorry, facing left, cool, and that should be good. Let's see what this is called. Do we have access to the context? We do, which is fantastic. We're only calling it attack technically, but it could be different in the future. So something else could be calling that function. So context, that physics component again, facing left. It's getting long. Got the screen, so now I'm doing this. But here as well. So I think we should be good on this, and there should be nowhere else where like checking dot forward. And in fact, I'm gonna go ahead and just remove these. So it's gone. We're not using this anymore, right? Go away. Why is, oh yeah. Yeah. So I only care about left and right. Just gonna go away here. Where's this at? Okay. We're moving this as well. That's cool. Now flip inputs we don't need anymore, right? There's probably something missing somewhere. Where is this? We're getting rid of that as well. Don't need that. Now we can just get completely rid of this input command thing. That's like back and forward, right? Back and forward. Yeah, flipping can be in. Sorry about that. I feel like I did a little bit of disservice by not doing this initially. My style is kind of do things incorrectly for demonstration purposes, but I end incorrect later. But I should have corrected it much sooner. That was my bad. Okay, so yeah, it's back and forward to be gone now. I think so. Hopefully, we don't have any errors. Probably have an error. Really? It's gonna cleanly build with all that work. That's cool. So back and forward still works. Jumping still works. Attacking works. Okay. What about quarter circle? So I do quarter circle to the right. It comes out. To the left, it doesn't come out, which is expected. Now let's check our previous problem where I jump over and I do the input backwards and it comes out to the left. It's not coming out, and then now let's see if I can get it to come out. So it might be my timing. Okay, so it's coming out. As you see, I'm actually doing it to the right now instead of to the left. And we can check the other side. Comes out. Now if I do it the wrong way, it doesn't come out. Cool. So that's corrects it. There you go. That's the whole shebang. Anybody have any questions about that stuff? But yeah, anybody who's interested, I suggest like downloading the code and building it yourself and see if you can play around with these tools. F8 is the command for showing the editor. There's a little. This is I left this in here for my own purposes to easily be able to find widgets and stuff I want to use. But yeah, we should be able to do cool stuff. I kind of like this. I might change this pop up because it's a separate window. It's probably gonna break if I yeah I can't close it, so I actually have to replace. That's something I'll have to change in the future. But yeah, guys, gals, if y'all have any questions, always feel free to join us on Discord and ask there, and I'm happy to give um, answers, any feedback on things if you want me to. Yep, do it the moment of usage. There are particularly other bugs that do pop up related to left and right, but they become more subtle. Like if you have a character, if you have a move that crosses up in the middle of a action, like does like this kind of thing or whatever, then you have to be more careful about left and right inputs, right? Because oh, you're gonna cross. At a certain point, it's like, what is the player wanting to do, and you have to think about that. Or maybe design-wise, you don't allow them to cancel a move going like this, and because otherwise it becomes confusing which direction it comes out. Um, yeah. So those are things that one day maybe I'll demonstrate the issues that do creep up, but not today. Anyway, yeah, I have to get to doing some work, but I appreciate everybody who came by, and I hope to see y'all soon. Hopefully the next stream won't be so long from now. Anyway, again, thank you all for dropping by. Till next time, see y'all.